My upline told me to just make a list why old school tactics are killing your business and what to do instead. So welcome back. Grab your coffee, grab your earbuds, and buckle up because today's episode is gonna ruffle some feathers, and I'm totally okay with that. Today we're talking about why the training you got from your upline might actually be the thing that's holding you back. Now, before anybody comes for me, I love the network marketing industry, okay? I believe in it. I've helped over 350,000 network marketers build their business. I've enrolled over 3,000 people myself. I believe in mentorship and team culture and learning from people who've gone before you, but there is a lot of outdated advice still being passed down in this industry. Advice that worked in 2005 when social media didn't even exist and your warm market was your only option. Advice that feels gross, pushy, and completely out of touch with how people buy in 2026, right? Like things like, make a list of 100 people you know. Message everyone on your friends list. 3-way call them with your upline. If they say no, overcome the objection and ask again. The fortune is in the follow-up, which somehow became code for bug the crap out of people until they hate you. Right? Now listen, I've done all this crap. You can't come at me because I've done every one of these things. But if you've been taught these tactics and they feel wrong in your gut or your soul is dying, your gut and your soul is right. There is a better way, a way that attracts people to you instead of you chasing them down. A way that builds a real brand, a real authority, and real trust. So that when you do make an offer, people are excited to say yes. And it all starts with understanding the difference between push marketing and pull marketing. So today we're going to break it down. Now, in case I forgot to tell you, my name is Brandy Shaver. I am one of the co-founders of Beach Boss Influencers. And like I said, we've helped over 350,000 network marketers build their businesses on social media. We've made over $26 million building on social media. We've recruited thousands and thousands and thousands of people into our teams. And here's why old school tactics don't work anymore. And honestly, why they barely worked even when they were the thing, right? Push marketing is when you go to them. You're pushing your message, you're pushing your products, you're pushing your opportunity onto people who didn't ask for it. This would be like selling steak to a vegetarian. They didn't ever ask for a steak. They don't want a steak, but you're going to tell them about a steak anyway, okay? So cold DMs, unsolicited messages, adding people to groups without permission, hey girl messages to strangers. This worked sort of when there was no other option. Before social media, your warm market was all you had. You had to pick up the phone. You had to invite people to a hotel meeting. You had to go to networking events. There was no other way to get your message out. But now we have the most powerful communication tools in human history in our pocket. We have the ability to put our own message in front of thousands of people, even millions of people, without ever cold messaging a single person. Pull marketing is when they come to you. Okay, now how that works is you create content that attracts your ideal audience. Audience automation is what we like to call it. You build a brand, okay, that makes people curious. You provide so much value that people seek you out, follow you, and eventually ask you about what you're doing. That's the shift from chasing to attracting, from pushing to pulling, from let me tell you about my amazing opportunity to people are asking me how to get started. Okay, now this might be far-fetched for some of you that are listening, like, how's that even real? Listen, I thought that as well in 2016. Then I started to build my business, exactly what I'm going to show you today. And you would not believe, I had a friend had to build me some automation because I had so many people coming to me that I couldn't answer them anymore. So that's crazy, right? That's actually how Lead Magics was born. Okay. Now, and the Grow, Engage, Promote framework, it's the pull marketing system. Everything we've been talking about in this series is designed to make people come to you. So let's talk about how to make that shift, especially if everything you've been taught up until now has been push-based. Okay, now in the old school model, growing your business meant growing your list, adding names, finding people to pitch. Your upline probably told you to go to the mall, strike up conversations, get phone numbers, and invite them to look at your opportunity. Now, if that sounds familiar, I get it because that was me, right? I did all those things, even the mall, okay? I did all those things. And I actually did all those things for 2 years and I only recruited one person doing that. All right. Now, in the new model, growing your business means growing your audience and your authority. It means becoming someone people want to follow and learn from. Your action step number 1 is become the expert, not the salesperson. Okay. Your old training probably positioned you as a product rep. someone who sells things, right? You became the pill girl or the health and wellness girl or the financial girl or whatever. But on social media, nobody follows a salesperson. They follow experts, education, and entertainers. So instead of thinking, how do I sell my product? Start thinking, how do I become the go-to person for the topic related to my product? Now, if you want to build a network marketing business on social media and you want more business builders, I suggest you actually target network marketers on social media and teach them how to build on social media. And we have options to show you how to do that here at Beach Boss. If it's something you want to check into, just let us know. So if you sell nutrition products, become the go-to person for simple, healthy eating tips for busy moms. If you sell skincare, become the go-to person for anti-aging routines that actually work. If you're recruiting, become the go-to person for building a side income without sacrificing your family time. You're not changing what you sell, you're changing how you position yourself. You're leading with expertise instead of leading with a pitch. Okay. Now, action step number 2 is share your story, not your comp plan. Okay. Your upline probably taught you to share the income disclosure, the compensation plan, the what if you just got 3, who got 3, napkin math. Listen, nobody cares. You know what people do care about? Your story, why you started, what you're struggling with, and what changed, and what your life looks like now, how this business has impacted you beyond just money. Beyond, money and just products. Stories create emotional connection. Comp plans create glazed over eyes. Lead with your story. Okay. Now, action step number 3, attract through value, not volume. Old school message, like 100 people and hope 3 say yes. The new school is create one piece of incredible content that reaches thousands of people and attracts 30 that are genuinely interested. Okay. Like the people are raising their hand. Instead of you taking a steak to a vegetarian, the steak people are actually raising their hand. Which sounds more fun? Which sounds more sustainable? And which one do you think leads to better customers and teammates? The math is better, the energy is better, and the results are better when you focus on creating valuable content that pulls people in rather than blasting messages out to everyone with a pulse. Now, your homework here is I want you to write down your expert position statement. So complete this sentence. I help blank, specific type of person, achieve specific result without the thing they are afraid of. Okay, that's your brand. That's what your content should be about. All right. Now, you got to think about this before you build this, because I've had a lot of students recently that build this around their product. And then they come to me, 6 months later or whatever, and they've been doing content and all the things. And then they're like, Brandy, I'm not getting any team members. And I'll be like, well, Kelly, what is your positioning statement? What's your tagline, your bio, right? And she tells me I help, struggling moms melt their muffin tops, but she's not talking about business and her content is talking about muffin tops. Okay. So think about what you want before you go making your tagline, because yes, you can build a brand around whatever you want, but you cannot change the offer unless you have the right audience. Again, steak to vegetarians, right? If you're just talking to moms that want to melt their muffin tops and then you're going to try to flip them into doing business, they ain't going to like that, right? They're going to want to know it's business from the beginning. So to me, if you want to build a big team and make tons of money and product just happens to be what you do, plus, network marketing always has a product attached. I hope. If it doesn't, it's a pyramid scheme. But if it has a product attached, people are going to use the product on default, right? So you would want to go after business builders, not customers. It's up to you what you want. Just, you got to figure out what you want. You can't go into the Starbucks and say, when the lady asks you what you want, I don't know what I want, but I know I don't want coffee. Okay. That won't work. We have to get clear. All right. So in the old school model, engagement meant follow up, and follow up meant pestering people until they either bought or blocked you. You'd send the initial message, then the follow up, then the other follow up. Hey, just checking in. Did you get a chance to watch the video? No pressure, but I'd love to chat. Blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, the person on the other end is hiding from you at the grocery store. In the new model, engagement means building genuine relationships where people want to actually talk to you, okay? So here's your action step number 1 for this piece. Replace scripts with curiosity. Throw away those copy and paste scripts. I mean it, like delete them, light them on fire, like throw them away. They're no good, I promise. Instead, approach every conversation with genuine curiosity about the other person. Not how can I get them to look at my opportunity, but who is this person? What are they dealing with? What do they care about? And how can I add value into their life? Do you see the difference? One is servant leadership. How can I add value? And the other one is how can I get them to give me what I want? Nobody gives a rip what you want. I promise. If you give them what they want, they're going to pay you. Okay, that's how it works. When you lead with curiosity instead of an agenda, people can feel the difference and they open up and they trust you. They actually enjoy talking to you. And that is when opportunities naturally emerge. All right. So your action step number 2 on build relationships is before you need them. Old school, only reach out to people when you want something from them. New school is engage with people consistently, add value to their lives, and build a relationship over time. Now, what does that sound like? The network piece, so that when the right moment comes, the conversation is natural and welcoming. We're not pushing our stuff onto people. This means commenting on people's posts when you have nothing to sell, celebrating their wins, asking about their kids, remembering details about their lives, being a friend, human first, and a business owner second. This is the part most people forget. When you've been genuinely showing up for someone for weeks, months, and then you share something that could possibly help them, they're all ears because you've earned the right to be heard. Okay. Now, action step number 3, let people come to you. Here's the ultimate mindset shift. Instead of how do I get people to join, start asking how do I become someone people want to join? When your content is great, when your engagement is genuine, when your energy is magnetic, people start reaching out to you. They DM you asking, what do you do? They comment, I need this in my life. They ask, how do I get started? That is the power of pull marketing, and it feels 1,000 times better than chasing people who don't want to be caught. Your homework this week is to reach out to 5 people with zero agenda, just building relationships, compliment them, ask about their life, be a human, plant seeds without expecting a harvest today. And I'll say it again on this podcast series. As the world goes more AI, more fake news, more fake this, more fake that, human beings are going to crave more human connection. Okay, so plant seeds without expecting a harvest today. All right, now let's jump into the promote phase. So the promotion phase, and this is where the old school and the new school differ most dramatically. Old school promotion is, hey girl, I have an amazing opportunity I'd love to share with you. Are you open to taking a look? New school promotion is creating content that makes people curious, builds desires through storytelling and letting interested people self-identify. They are actually going to filter themselves, okay? Instead of you talking to Uncle Bob that could give a rip less, he just wants to drink beer on the weekends and, hopefully live out his life without getting diabetes. He's not really interested in building a business, okay? And your content would actually filter him out before he ever ended up in your crosshairs, okay? Now, action step number 1, the breadcrumb method. Instead of hitting people over the head with your pitch, leave breadcrumbs throughout your content that make people curious. Mention results without naming the product and talk about your morning routine without saying what it is. Share income wins without immediately saying, and you can too. Reference my team or my community without launching into a recruitment pitch. When people are curious, they ask, and a question from them is worth 100 messages from you. Now, here's the key here. I just want you to keep this straight. 80% of your content needs to be educational, entertainment, value-based, okay? Doesn't mean you can't ask for anything on that call to actions, okay? Because you all want a call to action on all of your content, whether it's follow, grab the freebie, message me, let me know what you think, right? Answer the question, whatever it might be. But 20% needs to be direct promotion. And when I'm talking about curiosity, some of you take it too far and put your curiosity behind Fort Knox. And I would be totally guilty of this, okay? I've done this myself where I've got so passive that people couldn't even figure out what I was doing, okay? Don't be that person. 20% direct promotion, 80% education, value, and entertainment, okay? So examples, this little morning ritual has completely changed my energy levels. Best decision I made all year. No product name, no link, just breadcrumbs, okay? Here's another one. Had another teammate hit $1,000 this month in her side business. So proud of this community. No join my team pitch, just breadcrumb. Okay, this is something you'd use on that 80% content. If you're going to do a direct promotion, be direct. Okay, now people will DM you asking what it is, and that conversation is 10 times more powerful than any cold pitch you could ever send, because guess what? They're the ones that reached out. Action step number 2, the permission-based invite. When you do want to share your product or opportunity directly with someone, use a permission-based approach instead of a pitch-based approach. And here's an example. This is old school, okay? This is what we used to do. I'd love to share this with you. When can we hop on a call? Okay, new school is, hey, I've been using something that's really helped me with blankety, blankety, blank. Would you be open to me sharing what it is, or would you rather I not? Totally fine either way. Okay. You're giving them an option. They don't feel obligated to listen. Because guys, how many of you have done like a presentation or showed a friend bloody, whatever, and they bought out of obligation because they're your friend? Okay. And they did. And it doesn't really feel like a win. It's kind of like a pity vote. Nobody wants a pity vote, right? But do you see the difference in those two approaches? One, you're asking, would you want to check this out? And the other one, you're saying, when can we hop on a call? Which is like obligating them to hop on the call. Okay. So see the difference? You're asking permission. You're giving them an easy out. You're respecting their autonomy. And ironically, this approach gets way more yes responses because people don't feel cornered. I know for me, when, I have a salesman come to the door and they're like, hey, I want to show you X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, listen, I'm busy. I've, got all this stuff going on. And then they're like, well, so-and-so said you'd be interested in whatever. Then I feel obligated, right? And then I'm sitting there whole time and I'm going, oh my gosh, just get this over with so I can tell you no, right? Like, so we don't want those people. That's just wasting your time. Okay, so here's action step number 3. Create application energy. The ultimate shift in promotion is going from I'm trying to get you to buy to I'm looking for the right people and you might be a fit. This application energy, it's the difference between anyone can join my team versus I'm looking for 3 driven women who want to build a side income this quarter. Is that you? Now listen, you can actually use that as a direct promotion. I'm looking for 3 driven women who want to build a side income this quarter. Is that you? Okay. Now you would get a lot more responses on that last one. I promise you, because I've used it, right? So here's another one. Try my product versus I'm taking 5 people through a 30-day challenge. Comment below if you want me to see if you're a good fit. Okay. Now, when you position your offer as something exclusive, something people need to qualify for, it completely changes the dynamic. You become the one with the power, not the person begging for the sale. So your homework here is create 1 breadcrumb post this week that sparks curiosity without naming your product or company. Okay, and watch what happens in your DMs. Then practice 1 permission-based invite with someone who shows interest. So let's put this all together. I want to be clear about something. I'm not saying your upline is a bad person. Okay, I'm not. I'm not saying they gave you bad advice on purpose. They taught you what they were taught. They taught you what worked for them in a different era. But the world has changed. The way people buy has changed. The way people make decisions has changed. And if your strategy hasn't changed with it, you're going to keep getting the same frustrating results. The old model versus the new model is make a list of 100, okay? The new school is build an audience of thousands. Old school, cold message strangers. New school, create content that attracts people. Audience automation, okay? Old school is overcome objections. New school is let people self-select. Let them filter themselves out. We don't want to talk to the tire kickers, the couch potatoes, and the maybe people or the freebie seekers, right? We want the people that are serious. And we're done wasting time with all of this craziness, right? Old school, follow up until they buy or die. New school, build relationships over time. Old school is lead with the opportunity. New school, lead with value and your stories. Old school is chase people. New school is become and use audience automation. Old school is push marketing. New school is pull marketing. You don't have to throw away everything you've learned. Relationship skills, work ethics, belief in your product, those all still matter. You're just updating the delivery method. Think of it like this. The old school is like going door to door selling encyclopedias. Okay. The new school is like having a blog that ranks #1 on Google for best encyclopedia and people come find you when they're ready to buy. Same product, completely different experience for everyone involved. So if you're listening to this and feeling a mix of relief and overwhelm all at once, because you're like, wait a minute, I've been doing all of this and that and right? I don't even know what to do. Relief, you're going to feel some relief because you knew the old way felt wrong. And overwhelm because you're not sure how to make the switch. Listen, we've got you at Beach Boss Influencers, right? Grab the freebie down below. It's the bridge between the old school network marketing and the new school. It talks about everything we've talked about: content, the engagement, the pull marketing, and the breadcrumbs, the permission-based invites, and it puts it into a step-by-step system that you can follow starting today. You don't have to figure this all out by trial and error. You don't have to piece it together from random YouTube videos. You just need a proven framework from people who've actually built network marketing business using social media. And that's what the social influencer formula is. So check it out. It's going to be in the show notes of this. or DM me the word formula and we'll get you the details, okay? It's time to stop chasing and start attracting. You deserve a business that feels good to build. We'll see you next time.